On the surface, it looked like an ordinary church rivalry. Two men of God, two pulpits, two growing congregations in the same community in Bayelsa State. But beneath the prayers and Sunday sermons, something darker was quietly building. Bishop Elijah Oro had led his church for years. He was known, respected, and established. At 59 years old, he had spent decades preaching, counseling families, and building what many believed was a solid ministry. Then a new prophet arrived in town. Younger, energetic, charismatic, and his church began to grow fast. Members started attending his programs. Crowds increased. Conversations in the community began to shift. What once felt secure suddenly felt threatened. Whispers turned into tension turned into fear, and according to police reports, that fear may have led to a decision that no one expected from a man standing behind a pulpit. Instead of prayer, there was a plan. Instead of faith, there was rivalry. Because on the morning of January 28, 2026, that quiet competition would explode into something no one saw coming. A plot that could have ended in tragedy, and a story that would shake the community to its core. When the police arrived that morning, everything changed in a matter of minutes. The young man standing near the pastor's home did not look like someone about to make headlines. He was only 21, quiet, nervous. But behind that silence was a plan that, if carried out, would have left a family destroyed and the community in shock. Once arrested, Samuel Daniel began to speak, and what he said stunned everyone listening. He told officers that Bishop Elijah had contacted him months earlier. At first, it sounded like small talk, conversations, meetings, trust being built slowly. But then the request came. According to Samuel, he was asked to remove the rival pastor. Not just him, but anyone who might be present in the house. The goal, he claimed, was to end the competition completely. Samuel said,
"There is a simple way to solve the crime problem. Obey the law, punish who do not. This is Crime Report. Follow us for news."
Samuel said he was giving 160,000 naira as payment up front, with promises of more money after the job was done. But what truly caught attention were the alleged promises of spiritual protection and power. He claimed he was told he would be fortified, protected from harm, empowered beyond ordinary limits. For a young man searching for identity and influence, those words may have sounded powerful. Even more shocking was his claim that this was not the first attempt. He alleged that others had been hired before him but never followed through. Some walked away, some disappeared, and somehow word may have reached the intended target. As Samuel continued to talk, the image of a simple rivalry began to look like something far more calculated. After his confession, he led police to Bishop Elijah's home, where the bishop was arrested. In that moment, the story shifted. It was no longer rumor, no longer whispers. It became a case that would force an entire community to question what was really happening behind the pulpit. When the arrests were made, silence fell over the community. People who once filled church pews with confidence now whispered in confusion. How could a man trusted to guide souls be connected to something like this? How did a rivalry between pastors turn into a criminal investigation? The targeted pastor survived. His family was unharmed. For many believers, that alone felt like a miracle. But survival does not erase fear. It does not erase doubt. As the legal process continues, one thing is clear. This story is bigger than one failed plot. It forces people to look beyond titles and question character. It reminds us that power, even in religious spaces, can tempt the human heart. For the young man who confessed, his future now depends on the courts. For Bishop Elijah, his reputation may never recover. And for the community, trust will take time to rebuild. Because in the end, this wasn't just about faith. It was about pride. It was about control. And it leaves us with a quiet but heavy question. When leaders fall, who do we trust next?